Yeah, how everybody doing? I'm just gonna talk about this man right here. Why am I gonna talk about him? Because he figured out something to where I believe it was the cause of his life. Okay, this is Stanley Meyer, um, as it shows right here, an American inventor. As it shows right here at the middle of the screen. Um, Let me see. Yeah, it shows he was born 1940. He died 1998 at the age of 58. And why am I talking about him for? Because think about think about all the money that we use in our everyday lives. For everybody who works, for everybody who drives around town, for everybody who just, who just gets in their car, road trips, whatever. We know how expensive gas can be at times. We know how expensive fuel can be, at times. We know how it fluctuates depending on the situation. The gas can go from $2 and something to damn near $5. It just depends on where you at and where you living. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because Stanley Meyer, he figured out that you could create, basically that you could fuel your vehicle off of water, you know. And I'm gonna click on it. So as far as I'm thinking, yeah, I'm gonna read this right here. It's talking about the water fuel cell. Throughout his patents, Meyer used the term fuel cell or water fuel cell to refer to the portion of his device in which electricity is passed through water to produce hydrogen and oxygen. And Meyer's use of the term in this sense is contrary to its usual meaning in science and engineering, in which such cells are conventionally called electrolytic cells. Furthermore, the term fuel cell is usually reserved for cells that produce electricity from a chemical redox reaction, whereas Meyer's fuel cell consume electricity as shown in its patents and in circuit picture on the right. I ain't gonna really read too much more after this, but yeah, that's basically a code right here showing, I guess, how it all works. But yeah, I believe he was killed because he figured out, that we could, have water as fuel, to where basically, you know what that means if water is fuel. There is a limited amount of water source on this plane, or however you want to look at it, on Earth. And just like how we use the everyday tub or the everyday, sink or, whatever. It's funny that they have us, we have to pay for water just to drink and shower, for hygiene purposes or to boil foods and stuff like that. But water really should be free to all people. But when you look at it from a sense of it being free for all of the cars that they make, that would basically mean that, you will have, free mileage, basically. You wouldn't have to pay for gas. You just be able to just use water in some, certain form of way to kind of like manipulate it, to where you could use the water as a form of free energy for the car. I also heard, in a way, there were ways to, I don't know if it's necessarily solar power, but I'm not necessarily talking about the solar power as far as like free electricity using solar power. But I heard it was some other way that you could that they had it to where you could have like a free energy source for the house, to where you could use basically free energy at the cost of basically nothing. But the thing is, we know the government don't really want us to understand those type of things, because they don't really want us to know those type of things, because they have us all as slaves in more of a debt way. So they want you to pay for debt in every way, single form possible. I don't care if it's child support. I don't care if it's through paying rent, mortgage, even if you call yourself owning the house or a car. You're paying for water, you're paying for food, you're paying for land, you're paying for, property tax and stuff like that. I mean, you paying down there for everything. Let me see if I could. Yeah, you basically paying for everything, and they don't want you to know that stuff, because it will how I want to say it will damage their so-called value, especially of the so-called American dollar. But I think this is what it is right here, as far as like the free energy that you could use, as far as without needing actual electricity, or how it is, you're dealing with like Amarin and stuff like that, to where you won't have to pay for it. It'd be free energy. But before they even tell you something like that, if somebody were to bring that out to the broad public of people, they would probably want to kill you, just like they did Stanley Meyer. I heard about him because I was listening to a video, and the person on the video was explaining, just saying, was explaining that topic right there, that he figured out that you could use the water as free energy for the vehicles, to where you can have basically free gas, free mileage, or whatever. His channel is Spiritual Soul. I'm sure everybody know who that is, or mostly, if you be on YouTube a lot, you may know who that is. He also has a channel called Soul Illuminati, but on this channel Spiritual Soul, he was talking about it. But yeah, if you look right here, I think this is the thing talking about the little free energy and stuff, with the little quantum energy and everything like that, to where it could be free. Like, that's the point. They want you to continue to pay. They want you to continue to pay. They want you to continue to be a slave to the system, the government, and what's going on. They don't want you to branch out and be independent. They want you to be dependent on the system. That's how it always worked, and that's how it always will be. Let me see. I guess it's called quantum energy. Let me see if I could. I'm gonna see if I could look it up real quick. If not, I'm just gonna be I'm gonna get off in a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, I can't really find too much on it for real. But there's so many different ways that where you could get things for free without having to pay for it. But they don't want you to do that. That's why, like in your homes and stuff, they don't even want you to grow food, because if you were to grow food, for the most part, well, in some spots I'm sure you could do it, but they try to keep you from growing. They don't want you to grow your own food. They might try to tell you that the seeds are poisoning. They might try to tell you something wrong with the plants and stuff like that. So So they may just try to, put you in fear of not wanting to grow your own food. Because if you grow food, guess what? That's free food. And what that means, if it's free food, that means you don't have to go to the store and purchase or, and buy the fake GMO foods that you get from some of these supermarkets and stuff like that. So, it's a whole bunch of angles to where you have to go, that they don't want you to deal with this type of stuff. And the reason why I'm not really necessarily reading this quantum vacuum for like the zero energy is because, I know there are other ways to have free energy. But right now, as far as this topic goes, I'm not really too in tune with how it works. So I don't want to read it and not fully understand it right now. But yeah, there's always ways to make things better. But they're just going to keep pushing it down your throat. So you can continue to pay the bills, so you can keep paying gas around the house, electric around the house, keep paying the water bill, something that's free to the world, But yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about. And yes, they killed it. It ain't just a black and white thing in the world. If you do anything to try to go against the grain, to speak the truth, and to bring out, what's actually going on, what's actually happening. If you try to come up with something that changes the world, whether it's this guy, whether it's somebody like Muammar Gaddafi, who tried to change the whole entire, I believe, African currency to like, a gold, to more of like a gold currency. When you try to do things like that to totally combat against the powers that be, they will have it coming for you. They're gonna be coming your way real soon. But yeah, everybody, that's just what you got to do. It's for basically what we have to do is just get our get our body right, our mind right, our heart right, our spirit right, and our souls right. We want to impress the Most High. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's about getting yourself intact, so when it's time for you to go, you'll have a high enough vibration, and you'll be able to get to where it is you really want to be at. Because this world right here is just a test for all of us, but we have to live it. So what's the use of living it in a way that's wrong when you could do it in a way that's more productive, more righteous, to be good, to be a decent individual to your society, regardless if you have to stand alone. Because we know most of the world just don't have the vision. They don't have the understanding of what's actually going on. They don't have the knowledge. But if you have it, if you understand, it's best for you to just teach as many people as you can, whether it's one person, two people, whatever. It'll multiply, because we need numbers to get things really going how we want to get them. But that's all I already have for this one. Just dig deep, look for more information, figure out why we in the position we in, and make the necessary change. But yeah, peace. Also, I'm just coming back with the same on the same topic. I'm looking right here, and I don't know, this just looks like an unbelievable thing right here. I'm not sure if it's necessarily talking about the whole water thing, but if you look right here, our vehicles out here today, if you have an older vehicle like a truck, you might be getting like 9 miles per gallon. If you have one of the newest, let's say the newest truck out here, you may be getting 16, 18 miles per gallon. You'd be lucky you get 15 or 14. If you got a car, you can get the 25 miles per gallon, 30 miles per gallon, depending on the situation. But I'm looking right here at the 200 mile per gallon carburetor, a technical expose of world's automakers by Alan Wallace, and it's based on waterpoweredcar.com. And as you see right here, it's showing Stanley Meyer, who is the inventor, or at least someone who figured out that you could create, make water a fuel source for, our automobiles. But yes, it's showing all the type of stuff right here. That's showing like, okay, heal the ozone. We know that the gas and diesel and the factories and stuff is basically destroying, the atmosphere or nature, however you want to look at it. But that's just showing the example on the side. But if you look right here, this is basically showing a whole exposure to, it's basically showing an entire exposure to the automobile. Why would they want us? You got to think, why would they want us to buy all of this gas, gasoline, just to only get like 15, 16 miles per gallon, when you could create water, use it as fuel, and you're getting damn near 200 miles per gallon? We have to ask ourselves that. It doesn't generate money. It doesn't generate finance. It doesn't generate money. The marketing scheme is not great enough. Water is free, and if you use water, it's an endless supply. So, it should be free. I take that back. But yeah, if you were to do water, it's crazy. So you're looking right here, and yeah, that's basically that part right there, and it's showing a whole bunch of stuff, and it's crazy. We don't have to go through paying all this type of money, man. Some trucks for 26, depending on how many gallons you got for your truck, 25 gallons, 30 gallons, it may cost you $40-50, depending on the situation. So that's all I really got for this. All you got to do, like I say, you look it up, you'll find your answer. But you got to dig deep within yourself to find that answer. You don't need no outside, what you want to call it, mainstream media telling you everything, because we all know we've been lied to. So that's all I really have for this. Thank you again, everybody, for watching and listening. But yes, peace.